Six chill, for real.
Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah.
All right, thank you for joining us for another class here at ISBHPK, Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. As you see, we got some vets. Priest Quatazat, Priest Tahawam from Houston came down for Feast of Tabernacles. Priest Kazak will be here as well. It's that time and season. The High Holy Days. We have Feast of Tabernacles, which is going to start tomorrow. All right, so everybody get prepared for not having class for the next 8 days. All right, so again, we thank all the brothers and sisters that sacrificed their time and even their money to make the trip out to Virginia and to have this feast in unity. We greatly appreciate it. It's a beautiful thing, and it's what the Most High is requiring of us. As you know, we have class here, Houston or Norfolk, Virginia, 2610 Granby Street. If you're in the area, come out. We're going to be having the feast for the next 8 days, so hit us up and we'll let you know exactly when that will be going on. Houston, again, they're going to be going back having the feast days out there as well, so hit up Priest Quatazat and they will get you in tune to what days and where the location will be at. All right. San Antonio is going to be holding the Feast of Tabernacles as well, so hit them up, and they should be having class. What's today? Today's Tuesday?
They got class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay, well there it is. They had class today as well. All right. If you're new to the channel, because I know we have a lot of new subscribers, we ask if you like, share, and subscribe the page. We're trying to get to this 1,000. We're at 918, so we're creeping up, but we're almost getting there. So like, share, and subscribe. Let's get it popping. If you need other forms or other ways to watch us, we have Priest Mashaba. He has a Blog Talk Radio, so this is going to be blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba, MASHAHBA. All right, and you can go ahead and get a lot of classes. Archived. You can listen to this while you're going to work, while you're in the gym, while you're running. Get this word in your ears. All right. We also have other channels. As you know, we have the Hidden Truth Bible Show, which is a channel dedicated to bring up, almost like a documentary style class in a sense. It's a good videos, a lot of good videos. Priest Kazak has been doing a lot of good work with that. Check that out. We have the Israelite Media Corp, which is a news show, which is Houston's channel. We got some good shows on there, hitting you more on present date news situations. All right, so check that out. Send that to your family and friends. And we also have 5 minutes of wisdom. All right. Israel wear, as you see us, you may see the headbands, the girdles, the tunics, all the different array, headbands, different array of garments that you may like. Hit the sisters up on everything's Israel wear, and they'll definitely take care of that for you. As well, if you just need some fringe shirts, we got the sisters. They have a subscription package on our website, isbhbk.com/fringed up, and that will, see my jacket, and that will get you with the subscription. Not only will you have a shirt, you can get a headband as well. So definitely be in unity with us, but also to get your friend shirts up, all right? And as well as for sisters. We got it for sisters as well. So check that out. Again, that is isbhbk.com/fringed up. Hebrew Academy. Hebrew Academy's been going on Houston, here in Virginia, this ain't nothing new, you know, and this is definitely something for men that are striving to be priests the proper way, you know. So if you're looking to be more involved with that,
And we're going to be switching on Thursday from 7 to 6. Because I know we do the Zoom call, the Hebrew Academy, so it's going to be 6 p.m. instead of 7. We have to push it back an hour. All right, so
there it is.
that obviously after, and we'll let y'all know, but after we get back, when we resume that, Thursday is going to be 6, but Tuesday will stay the same, so it'll be 7. Okay?
There it is. And Virginia's time is going to stay the same, 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. or to whenever we leave.
Y'all do Zoom?
We're not doing Zoom. We have one brother, Antonio, that we have linked up. Yeah, that's in Canada. You know, but we will be starting that soon. So
Yeah.
definitely don't knock the door yet. So that is that for Hebrew Academy. If you need to contact any of the priests, we have Priest Kazakia, Priest Kwatazap. Hit them up. Their name and number should be on the screen. Other ways to help and support, we have a business, Sweet Ambiance. You know, we're trying to get everybody to smell as good as we do, so check us out, sweetambiance.com. We have all your custom mixes to have you smelling amazing. Again, your bath bombs, your bath salts, your soaps. We have your bottles to put them in for gifts. You know, so definitely check that out. But again, if you want something customized, hit us up, and we'll take care of you with that. Again, that's going to be sweetambiance.com. Ooh, yeah, you got to watch out for that one. And again, you know, Sweet Ambiance is one of our main businesses, so if you want to support that way, you can. And if you have any other donations that you would like to send, if you want to send anything for Feast of Tabernacles, send it through. We greatly appreciate it. You see the Wells Fargo. Listen, we're doing this work for our people, so we need Bibles, apocryphers, pencils, pads, tables, chairs, you know, so whatever you can give. Babylon and Timbuktu, Zondervan, Bible Patrol dictionaries. So whatever you can give, we greatly appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Priest Kwatazap.
Yeah, I just want to say to all the brothers and sisters that came down, Barakatah Yahweh, you know, we know it was a sacrifice for a lot of us, but, you know, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do to come together. And we have to do it a lot more. So, you know, it's good to meet all the bros from VA, and it's good that all, you know, we're all in the same school. We're all the same school. That's very important that y'all know that. You know, Houston, Virginia, we're the same school. And I know, you know, the distance don't, you know, you don't see each other. We got Bakar, he's out in New York. We got other brothers, you know, Rochester, and just different places. And it's always good to be able to do this. Come together, congregate, fellowship, you know, all those words, right? And just see your brother in his face, see your sister, see the kids, you know, hear the kids crying in person. Y'all about to hear all them kids in the back cry.
It's a vibe.
They're about to cry all in unison, so y'all know we deal with in Houston.
Right.
Right? But it's a good thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. This is what the Most High, you know, this is what the Most High wants from us. Go to, real quick, go to Ecclesiastes 25:1. And, you know, it's only fitting that since we are unifying for this High Holy Day, that we go over a class on unity. And we you know, we go through the scriptures and see the importance of unity. So a lot of us come from backgrounds of, you know, being isolated. If your phone is on, turn it off, please. A lot of us come from backgrounds of being isolated. A lot of us come from, you know, not knowing how to properly unify, not understanding why it's important. So you know, it's important that we go through these scriptures. It's important that we take the time to understand what is it that pleases the Most High. I mean, what are we here for? We here to build a kingdom. We're here to please the Most High. We're here to get back in His good graces. So how is it that we do it? You know, we have to kill the misconception that it's just about fringes, beards, and braids. Right? It's more than just that. Hair wraps and skirts. It's more than just those outward carnal things. That's a part of it, but what is it that the Most High is really looking at? You know, you got Israelites that got alopecia. They can't get no damn beard. Right? But what is it the Most High is looking at? He's looking at the spiritual qualities that we put out there towards one another. Somebody read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 1.
Right?
And three things I was beautified,
Go ahead.
and stood up beautiful,
Read.
both before the Most High and man.
Right? These are the things that stand up beautiful, and this is what the Most High loves that His people do. Read.
The unity of brethren.
The what?
The unity of
And
brethren.
I know, these are basic scriptures that we go through all the time, but sometimes it's better to keep it simple, and that's all it really takes. Go ahead.
The love of neighbors.
Read.
A man and a wife that agree together.
Right. It's about the unity. These are the things that the Most High. This is what He loves. This is what He loves to see us do. These are the things that when we stop doing them, when we stop unifying, when we stop coming together, this is why we're in captivity in America. The one thing that America fears is the unification of the Black and Hispanic family.
Right.
They hate a household with a man, with a wife, and children in order, under the Most High. That's why they do everything to do what? To break that unity. They put everything out there on TV, social media, in your coffee, in your baby formula. They put it all out there for what? To break that unity. That's the one thing. So I need somebody to do me a favor. Look up the word resource. And let me ask this. Anybody can answer. Just raise your hand. What do you need? What is the most important thing when building anything?
Foundation.
Resources wise. Mm-hmm. What you got? Before?
Food.
Okay. Go ahead. What else? Good answer. What you got? Anybody else? The most important thing you need to build anything. Nicodemus.
Foundation.
Okay. Good answer. Not the one I'm looking for. What's that?
No.
Point name.
No, I'm just thinking.
Oh, okay. Bakar.
Able bodies.
Okay. You need all these things. You do everything y'all are saying is absolutely true. Somebody look up the word resource.
Come.
What you got?
Resource.
Right?
A stock or supply of money, materials, staff, and other assets
Right?
that can be drawn on by a person or an organization in order to function effectively.
Right. So resources are materials, any materials that can be drawn out for people to perform effectively. So you need resources when you build. You need the foundation. You need the minerals, the copper. Think about it. Think about natural resources. Like, do natural resources really run out? No, they don't. They occur naturally. Right? So a resource is something that you can always tap back into and keep using. It don't run out. Right? The world is not going to run out of diamonds. Don't let Esau fool you to think the world is going to run out of its natural, like all the oil is going to dry up. Right? All the coal from the coal mines all of a sudden ain't going to be there. The Most High is going to let that just dry up. So resources. Read it one more time. Very important.
Come.
Very important. Read that again.
Resource. A stock or supply of money,
Right?
materials,
Right, so it's a stockpile. It's a stocking up of, and they're going into it, money or materials. Go ahead.
staff,
Right?
and other assets
Uh-huh.
that can be drawn on
Right?
by a person.
That can be drawn on, meaning that I can go to this at any time. I can go to this resource, these resources, and I can tap this resource. That's why they call it the tap, like the tap water. You can tap the water at any time. It should give you agua, right? Go ahead.
And other assets that can be drawn on by a person
By a person, go ahead.
or organization
Or an organization, read.
in order to function effectively.
Right, so you need resources to function effectively. Now, go to Psalms 133.
Okay.
Go to Psalms 133. And again, these are some basic scriptures. We go through, we read Psalms 133 every Sabbath. The problem with that is that if you're not conscious of what you're reading, you'll read it and it'll become monotonous to you. But we're supposed to be reading and unfolding the Bible, letting the layers of these scriptures. Psalms 133 is basic, right? But as you get the layers and you start to unfold, you're like, oh, it's not as basic as you think. There's a lot more depth to this scripture than a lot of us look at. Go ahead, read that. Psalms 133 and 1.
Psalms chapter 133 and verse 1.
Read.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Right, so going right along with that, Ecclesiastes 25 and 1. How good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. So, as we go through this first point, we're just showing, man, the unity. What is it really? What is unity? Well, unity is a resource. Unity is something that should be tapped into at any given moment, at every given moment. Unity is something that, listen, straight up, when you look at Esau, how was Esau able to keep the children of Israel subdued? We know it's the power of the Most High, but isn't it not through their unity? Is it not through their communication? Isn't it not through knowing, being on the same mind, being on the same page? Right? That's how they keep us down. They know how to unify. Right. They know how to communicate. And these are the things that if we master as Israelites, if we master as the ones that's following the Most High in Christ, like for real, we can take this anywhere. We'll be up out of here. Because it's not the goal to get out of America, let it burn. Let her burn, right? We're trying to get up out of here. So we have to constantly tap our resources. Right? Read it one more time.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment.
It's like what?
The precious ointment.
I need you to pause. What is ointment used for?
For healing.
It's used for healing, right? You get a little scrape when back in the day, Mama brought out the Neosporin, put it on, threw the Band-Aid on, the next day, you was like, wow, cut, gone. Right? Or halfway healed. Or it healed up a lot faster. Now, was it only for healing? What else did ointment do when you put it?
It protects you. It covers that wound from possibly getting infected or making it worse.
It protects the wound for infection. It protects it from any flies like to land and all types of filth, like to go into those open cuts, right? And do what? It protects you. You go to somebody go to Isaiah real quick. This one just hit me. Actually, yeah, go to Isaiah real quick. Go to Isaiah chapter 1. Because let's see why the Most High said this about Israel.
Verse 3.
Isaiah 1, you're going to start at verse 3.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3.
This one just hit me. Go ahead.
The ox knoweth his owner.
Go ahead.
And the ass his master's crib.
Right.
But Israel doth not know.
Right. Go ahead.
My people doth not consider.
Read.
Our sinful nation. A people laden with iniquity.
People what?
Laden with iniquity.
Go ahead.
A seed of evildoers.
Right.
Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord.
Right.
They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger.
Right. And this is the condition of our people at the present moment. A lot of us are waking up and trying to get out of this mind state. Right? We're trying to put on the beautiful garments, O Zion. We're trying to raise ourselves up out the dust with using the wisdom. But again, what's the point of having a bunch of scriptures? What's the point of having tons of books? You got your Babylon, you got your Josephus, you got the book is super highlighted, right? But what's the point if some of the main and basic scriptures that are needed for a man's life are not applied?
Right.
We're going to be in this situation still. I want you to jump down to verse 6 real quick.
God. From the sole of the foot,
Right?
even unto the head,
Right?
there is no soundness in it.
Go ahead.
But wounds.
But what?
But wounds.
But what?
But wounds.
So why is Israel so wounded? Well, the Most High is whooping our backsides. And we looking at them stripes, them lashes like, ooh. Israel looked like, what's the one slavery photo we always put up? And it's the man sitting and you see his back.
The wounds.
And his whole back is just chewed out from all them lashes. That's what Israel looks like as a nation. Right? He said, but wounds. Go ahead.
And bruises.
Go ahead.
And petrifying sores.
Wait, see, there's wounds, there's unifying sores. There's stuff that ain't healed up yet. A lot of us have, mental, psychological, depression, anxiety, lack of trust, things like that, where we need that ointment. We need the ointment to be able to get past. Go ahead.
They have not been clothed.
They have not what?
Been clothed.
Go ahead.
Neither bound up.
Read.
Neither mollified with ointment.
You see that? The ointment, that precious ointment, Israel hasn't been bound up yet. That precious ointment hasn't been administered. Now, how do we get there? How do we get to this point where we start to bind up the wounds, the wounded, cover up some of those scars, right? How do we do it? Well, we have to understand, first of all, what is the ointment? What is the healing? Go back to Psalms. If y'all had to come in with something, come in. Go to Psalms 130, because I'm going to go. Y'all know I'm going to go. Psalms 133, verse 1.
Psalms chapter 133,
Right?
and verse 1.
Right?
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head,
Go ahead.
that ran down
It
upon
says the precious ointment on the head. That precious ointment. From there, go to Genesis. So we're understanding that the unity is an ointment, it's healing. Now, unity is so powerful. In my estimation, in my opinion, unity is the strongest thing on this earth. It's stronger than as far as an attribute, and I'm gonna show you why. Because you can unify for any purpose and accomplish the purpose if it's done in unity. Right? Let's go to Genesis real quick. Let's go to Genesis 11 and verse 1 and we'll see. What do I mean that unity is the strongest thing on this earth? Well, again, how are the children of Israel subdued? Well, we know the hand of the Most High is on us. And he's given that strength to our enemies. But think about when our enemy, what are they doing? What are they using? Somebody get that? Somebody else get Psalm 83. Read that. That is 82.
Genesis
11 and verse 1.
Genesis chapter 11 and verse 1.
Right?
And the whole earth was of one language,
Right?
and of one speech.
So the whole earth, this is talking about the Tower of Babel. So the whole earth spoke the same language, same speech. Same mind, same judgment, basically. Because you know that what do they always say about language? They say language varies. So there's something that stops when I don't understand what you're saying. You speak Spanish and I don't. We can't really get nothing done. Right? So far, it's going to be next to impossible. But if we can speak the same things and agree, we can get anything done. Read.
Verse 2.
And
it came to pass,
read.
as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar.
Right.
And they dwelt there. And they said one to another,
Come on.
Go to, let us make bricks.
See, they all agree. They all agreed and said, look, we got to make some bricks. They said one to another, let's go and make bricks. Go ahead.
And burn them thoroughly.
Right.
And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar.
Right, so they agreed on how they were going to build this Tower of Babel. We're going to use brick, and we're going to use mortar. Go ahead.
And they said, Go to, let us build us a city,
Right.
and a tower,
Right.
whose top may reach unto heaven.
Go ahead.
And let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Read verse 5.
And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded.
Right.
And the Lord said,
Now you got to think about this, man. For the Lord to have to come down and check this out, you must have been building something crazy, something great was happening. Right? Think about it. Most High sent his son to come check your work. Wait a minute. Go check this out. See what they talking about. See what they doing. Now, why was it something that had to be, why is this story even relevant? Well, because as we read it, and we understand that, and we know that the Tower of Babel wasn't a righteous thing. Nimrod, he was a prideful dude, right? Grandson of Ham, prideful guy. He wanted to try to avenge the people that died in the flood of the Most High's wrath. He wanted to, if the Most High ever flood the place again, I'm going to build me a tower, get up to heaven, and I'm going to fight with God. That's what Nimrod was on. So he was building out of pride. But guess what? A bunch of people unified in pride is going to get things done.
Yeah, because if you notice, read that, I think it's verse 3.
Come. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly.
Right. You see that? Watch this. Read on. I want to see if y'all notice what's going on here. Read that.
And they had brick for stone.
And they had what?
Had brick for stone.
Right. So they said, let's make brick. And what happened? Let's make brick. It wasn't no like, well, no, I don't want to use brick. I want to use linoleum.
Right.
Wait, no. I want to use wood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't no division in their mind. Give me 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. There was no division in their mind. When they said, let's make brick, we made brick. Y'all see that? I got to step on it.
No, go ahead. Give Corinthians 1 and 10. We can always go back to it. Put this in there.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, that ye all speak the same thing.
See, this is what they had. These heathen Babylonian nations, they had this in common. They spoke the same thing. Y'all see that? There wasn't no division. There wasn't no I want to do my way. No, I want to do it this way. I want to do it that way. No, it's like, okay, let's make brick. Okay, that's how we make a building. Let's use bricks. Go ahead.
And let there be no divisions among you.
This was their problem. This was to their detriment that they didn't have no divisions among them.
Right.
You understand? But that's how powerful it made them to apply this scripture. That there ain't no division. There's nothing that we can't accomplish when we set our mind to it in one. Well, read it.
But they ye be perfectly joined together.
They were what?
Perfectly joined together.
They were what?
Perfectly joined together.
There was a perfection about this unity. It wasn't that, and I didn't mean to jump, but it wasn't that they were just together. See, a lot of us get it wrong that unity is just us being together. Like, think about it. How come we don't just go be together with the church? Wouldn't that be a form of unity? Just being there, right? But some of us left church. Why? Because there wasn't a perfect mental joining of this is what the Bible says and this is what we're going to do. You see that? You were there. A lot of us were in church for years, but your mind was already broke apart. It was already broke off because you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense to me. This doesn't make sense. Pastor's telling me, eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Pastor's smoking cigarettes over there on the side after a good sermon.
Right.
Pastor's saying the law's done away with and taking tithes. Right? He's telling me all these things, but that doesn't make sense. Hold up. You were there. You were unified with the church, but it wasn't a perfect unification. See, that's what the Most High is looking for. He's looking for this perfect, not you just being here, but how can we agree? How can we be in the same mind, in the same mental space together? It's funny. Me and Kazaki, we do it all the time. We'll get on the phone, we'll talk. He's here in Virginia, I'm there, One's there, he's here. And we get on the phone, we start talking, and it's like you would think we were sitting right next to one another. Because mentally we're connected. We have a mental cord, a spiritual cord that links us no matter where we go.
Yeah, because we hadn't even talked about the garments. I had her pack this up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I had her pack it up in Houston.
Yeah.
And then came here. I was fully determined I was gonna wear this anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I see the text messages. I'm like, shoot, I'm halfway dressed anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's even down to the garment. Sometimes we'll walk in class, and I know y'all see it. It's like they got the same garment on. We don't make phone calls and put on garments. We just be in the spirit that day. We be in the spirit to know, man, let me rock that. That's gonna be the garment. Even the Passover garment, we didn't send it out like it was a decree or an order. But we were in the same mind and same judgment, even without having to, hey, get your Passover garment. We be rocking that. You see that? Go ahead, finish that up, and then jump back to Genesis.
Perfectly joined together
See, we have to be perfectly joined. Go ahead.
in the same mind
Read.
and in the same judgment.
Come on.
See, and again, right where it says the same judgment. You see, they laid the judgment down. Listen, we're going to use brick. So we use brick. Y'all see that? There was no division. There was no, I want to do things my way. None of that individuality that plagues and infects Israel today. You know what I mean? Like right now, everybody wants to be an individual. That's why I love that the Most High he's going to send Yahushua to set all that in order.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, we'll be teaching one thing, and then you got a whole other camp, they like, well, we want to teach Immaculate Conception. And then another camp, and the problem is I was going through some of the old school pictures.
Yeah.
I was going through some of the, I go through some of the Facebook and stuff like that. Brothers be looking just like us.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, is that? Nah, he wasn't even alive back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they be looking just like us. So the problem is we're all joined together in the same look.
Right.
But we're not joined together in the same mind, the same judgment.
Yeah.
So now you got one brother teaching Immaculate Conception, and we teaching that no, it didn't go down like that. But who knows one from the other to look at? You see that? But they know this. We're not unified.
Yeah. And a lot of people ask me that, why is there so many different teachings and different mind states, even in the Israelite community? Well, the scripture said that it would happen.
Yep.
The scripture said that it would happen, but, let's remove all the camps out of the equation for a second. And let's just deal with where each individual is. We got people online that's, they just probably just watch us. Right? They're affiliated, but they're not fully with ISBHPK. We got brothers in here that, are with the school, core brothers. We got some brothers that, here in Houston, they pop into class, they're trying to feel it out and see, is this for me? Now again, bring it right back to anything you did outside the truth. Bring it right back to anything you did outside the truth. When you were in it, weren't you in it all the way? Weren't you down for whatever it was? If we doing the drive-by, nigga, I'm the first one done. Right? I'm riding or dying for whatever we're about to do, right? It's us, we's. Same mind, same judgment. It didn't matter what you were gonna do though. Just like these Babylonians, these Africans, just like the world at this time. And let's not be ignorant to think that they all knew how to make brick. They all knew how to make mortar. They had a leader. Somebody showing them how to do it, and they followed the order and the instructions. Right? Go ahead, finish that up.
Genesis chapter 11 and verse 6.
Right?
And the Lord said, behold,
Right?
the people is one.
The what?
The people is one.
See, the people is one. Not the people is a bunch. They were one. Same mind. Same judgment. This is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to get this feat accomplished. Now we understand that, again, this wasn't something righteous. Right? They were moving in pride. They were moving in, let's try to avenge ourselves of the Most High. Go ahead.
And they have all one language.
Read.
And this they began to do.
Right?
And now nothing will be restrained from them.
Wait, what? Read again.
And now nothing will be restrained from them.
Listen, the Bible, the scriptures say, when the people are one, nothing can be restrained. Nothing can be stopped in unity. You cannot, when things are tightly knit and joined, nothing can breach and affect what's joined together in the same mind, in the same judgment, in the same speech. You know the funniest thing? We used to get it all the time. They'd be like, man, are y'all brothers? Not just me and him. We got a whole resemblance. But we had brothers that were lighter skinned, like Jeremiah, right? And it's like, man, are y'all brothers? And it's like, yeah, in Christ. They're like, no, but y'all are real brothers, right? Why though? Why would they think that people that look totally opposite are brothers? Well, because we moved as one. We thought as one. We spoke the same things. The judgment on how to judge matters and what needed to be done in certain instances, it was all one. It wasn't outside movement, outside thought processes. Now, we understand that the Tower of Babel, that was all pride. Right? Check this out. Let me show you what pride can do with me. Go to Job real quick. Go to Job 41 and verse 1. And this is going to talk about Leviathan, the sea monster. But I go here because I want to show you how the Most High even tells us about how unity and what it does, what it prevents. Now we know they unified for evil. Let's look at Job 41. Read verse 1 real quick. You got it.
Job chapter 41 and verse 1.
A little bit louder.
Canst thou draw out Levi?
Read it again from the top.
This is Job chapter 41 and verse 1. Canst thou draw out Leviathan?
Right?
And hook.
Right, so we're going in, it's talking about Leviathan. I just wanted to give a little back of who we're talking about. Jump down to verse 15. Let me show you what the strength of Leviathan is. Leviathan is a sea monster. You ever know, you ever see like Godzilla? Now, when you watch Godzilla, and they shoot all those missiles at Godzilla, trying to do what? Penetrate his skin, right? Trying to break through and cause a breach. One breach is going to do what? It's going to bring them down, right? Watch, read this. Read verse 15.
This is Job chapter 41 and verse 15. His scales are his pride.
Go ahead.
Shut up together as with a closed seal.
As with a what?
Closed seal.
Right. It's like a close seal. His scales are so tight. Read on.
One is so dear to another.
Right.
That no air can come between them.
Think about that. This is what the Most High wants from us, man. He wants us to be so tight in unity that not even a little whisper of air can breach the mind state. Not even water. I mean, he wants us airtight. Like a fish. You ever see like a fish tank? Imagine if a fish tank wasn't airtight. It'd be leaking water all day. But it's going into this Leviathan scale showing how tight his scales were. It said air couldn't pass through. This is the mind that the Most High wants us in. He don't want nothing to be able to pass through any breaches in us. This is what unity does. This is the strength. Read on.
They are joined one to another.
Go ahead.
They stick together.
Right, they what?
They stick together.
Go ahead.
That they cannot be sundered.
See, this is what the Most High is looking for. Now,
This is what he's going to bring to pass.
and it's what is going to happen. But,
I was
go
going to
ahead, go ahead.
Joel 2 and 1 real quick.
Uh-huh.
This is what the Most High he destroyed it from the nations because it became a threat, not to him, but it was going to be a threat to mankind. That's why he was like, look, they're all together, and this is what they decided to do. They decided they're going to build a damn tower to heaven. They decided to get together in damn madness. That's going to be a threat. Why? Because anything else they get popped in their head, they're all joined together in it. They're just going to do it. If they all decide, hey, we all want to run off a cliff, the whole damn place is going to run off a cliff. Right. So he had to divide them for the safety of mankind, man. For the safety of themselves, he had to divide them. Because they were so strong in their stupidity, he had to divide that up. But now when you get to what he's going to bring to pass in Israel, what he's going to bring to, what he wants and his ultimate plan for an Israelite, this is where you get into Joel chapter 2. Read that.
Joel chapter 2 verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound the alarm in my holy mountain.
Right, blow the trumpet where?
In Zion.
Right. Where is Zion? Class? Huh? I can't hear you.
Israel.
There we go. Zion is in Israel, right? So this is what the Most High wants in Israel. Blow the trumpet in Zion, in Israel. Go ahead.
And sound the alarm in my holy mountain.
Go ahead.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Right?
A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Go ahead.
as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong.
See, he wants a great people and a strong. That's what he wants in Israel. That's what he's going to establish in Israel.
Right.
Y'all see that? Go ahead.
There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it.
Right, and the nation he's going to build, there's never been a nation like it. But what's going to make him so strong and so great? Read.
Even to the years of many generations.
Go ahead.
A fire devoureth before them,
Go ahead.
and behind them a flame burneth.
Go ahead.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them,
Uh-huh.
and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap.
Go ahead.
Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble as a strong people set in battle array.
Go ahead.
Before their face the people shall be much pain.
Uh-huh.
All faces shall gather blackness.
Go ahead.
They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one of his ways. Every one on his ways.
Right.
And they shall not break their ranks.
See that? That's what's going to make us so strong, is that unity. We're not going to break ranks. It ain't going to be, when it says they're going to march everyone in his ways, you notice it says they won't break ranks though. So every one of our ways is going to be the same way as the man next to us, and the man in front of us, and the man behind us. You understand? We're not, our own way is going to be the same way as the man next to us. So it ain't going to be like, well, I want to do it my way, and then I'm over here, and the rest of Israel's over there. You understand? What's going to make them a great nation and a strong is that they don't break their ranks. They stay unified. You understand? And that's dangerous because he said, look how destructive that is. He said the land is like the land is like Eden before them, and behind them is what? What did it say?
It says the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
See that? That's how destructive unity can be. You understand that? That's how destructive we're going to be to our enemies. That when we go into a land, it's going to look like it's all flourishing and beautiful, and when we get done, it's going to be a desolate wilderness.
Hold on a second. AI, you need a seat? We got one right over here. That's one next to you, right? Yeah. There's a seat over there.
Y'all see that? That's the strength of unity right there. That's Jamal's seat.
Oh, that's Jamal's seat. Oh, my bad. That's why I just asked. Yeah, give him that one.
Yeah, somebody, because he asked, the brother asked to break down sundered in Job. Go back to Job real quick, 41. He asks about the word sundered.
Oh, sunder.
Yeah, it just means divide. It means divided,
Yeah.
right? When you look up the word sundered, just read it real fast. Job 41.
17.
Yeah, read that.
This is Job chapter 41 and verse 17.
Go ahead.
They are joined one to another.
Right?
They stick together. That they cannot be sundered.
They should not what?
Cannot be sundered.
Right. When you look at that word sundered, it's just saying it can't be divided. And again, this is what the Most High wants from us. It's more than just, like we said earlier, it's more than us just sitting here. That's not the real perfection of unity, because you can sit anywhere with anyone. Does that mean that you're unified with that person? Right? You could be riding the bus, you could be anywhere, sitting on a park bench, but does that mean that you're truly unified in the same mind and judgment? Like 1 Corinthians 10 says. So the perfect unity is to not be sundered. Right? This is what we're understanding unity is. I can't divide, nothing can come in and divide the mind state, the righteous mind. Yeah, it's sure. I don't know. Right? So from there, I mean, y'all understand that, right? From there, go to Ephesians 4 real quick. Because we looked up the definition of resource, and we understand that a resource is something that is basically self-replenishing. It replenishes itself. You don't have to go to an oil pit and pour more oil. It's there. You don't have to go to a natural spring and add more water. It's there. Now, if we're talking about unity being the greatest resource on this earth, no matter how it's used, if it's used in righteousness or if it's used in negative, you get anything accomplished. He said it in Genesis 6:11-6. The people are one and nothing can be restrained from them. This is the mind that we have to be in. How do we continue to replenish unity? How do we, what's that? Somebody at the door?
Yeah, I'm not.
How do we continue to let unity and the perfection, the perfect unity, how do we continue to let that be in the forefront of our doings? What you got? You got something?
I was going to say it takes communication.
It takes communication. What else? Go somebody get Ephesians 4:1. What else? Communication is right up there. Right? Because if we can't talk about what we have to do, what are we going to get done? Nicodemus. How do we keep unity as something that is constantly replenished? If it's a resource, like we're saying it is, and it's supposed to, a resource is self-replenished, how do we keep unity going? Like real unity.
You on the same mind?
Gotta be in the same mind. What else?
Hold on a second. No, put the seat back where it was, and sit where he set it. That's why he set the seat there. Oh, did he? Okay. All right. You gotta. That's why we're talking about unity.
Right? Somebody give me Ephesians.
Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 1.
Read verse 11.
Verse 11.
Right, and I go here because is unity the fact that we all are doing the same exact things? No.
Lock rock. Just leave that out there.
No, it's not that we do the same exact offices and jobs, but it's that we have many different jobs and offices that combine. Y'all seen Voltron? Y'all seen Power Rangers? Right? Y'all seen Captain Planet? When our powers combine, I am Captain Planet, right? Everything comes together. Read that.
Ephesians chapter 4 verse 11.
Go ahead.
And he gave some apostles.
Go ahead.
And some prophets.
Read.
And some evangelists.
Go ahead.
And some pastors. And teachers.
Read.
For the perfecting of the saints.
For the what?
For the perfecting of the saints.
Well, how can the saints be perfected if we don't understand, well, how am I supposed to move in my job, in my duty, in the little or much that I can do, wherever I'm at in my walk, in the Most High. If you're a trooper, then what is a trooper supposed to be doing? Getting them books, trying to figure out how do I become an officer? How do I become a soldier? That's what a trooper's mind should be, looking at the men that have been here in front of him and saying, wait a minute, how do I get there? That should be your one mind state. How do I grow? It's big. How do I grow into a leader? Well, you gotta perfect your job that's set before you. Go ahead.
God.
Pay attention. Don't pay attention to nothing else but what you read. Read.
For the perfecting of the saints.
Right, because the whole accomplishment is for the saints to be perfected. Us, Israel, the nation. Go ahead.
For the perfecting of the saints.
Right.
For the work of the ministry.
Go ahead.
For the edifying of the body of Yahushua.
Go ahead, read verse 13.
Verse 13. Till we all come in the unity of the faith.
Wait, so what's going to happen if everyone does their job?
Till we all come in the unity of the faith.
See, there's going to be a time when we all come into the same mind, the same judgment, perfectly. There's going to be a unity of the faith. Meaning, I know what I got to do. If we make it brick, we all make it brick.
Right.
My mind is not going to be on straw and hay and mud. The brother said brick, right? If we don't paint the school gold, then I'm not going to try to paint the school a different color. I'm going to do in the perfect unity in my office what's been laid down. Go ahead.
And of the knowledge of the Son of the Most come
Right?
unto a perfect man.
Go ahead.
Unto the measure.
Wait, until the what?
Unto the measure.
Read.
Of the stature.
So what are we trying to get to with the unification? The perfect unity. Read it again.
The perfect man. Unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Yahushua.
Right, we're trying to get to the fullness and the measure of Yahushua. But you know, it's hard. It's hard because the minds aren't always lined up. The mentality, how are we going to accomplish the feat? How are we going to get there? Everyone is not in the same mind, unfortunately, but there has to be a few things that happen. Finish this up. I want somebody else to give me Ephesians 4:1. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 14.
That
we henceforth be no more children. Tossed to and fro.
Wait, how come there's not unity?
Being children, tossed to and fro.
See, we can't be tossed back and forth. Well, I'm gonna do it this way. No, I want to do it my way. No, we gotta do it this. We gotta do it this, and then there's a back and forth. That's how you break unity. That's how you don't let the unity replenish. It's a self motion, man. Unity is something that you don't even have to really think about. You shouldn't have to think about it.
Remember, these are the things that our families, and I know you said it a little bit earlier, that black community, black households, Hispanic community, Hispanic households don't have. They don't have unity. Why? Who raised that? Yeah, them believes.
Because the order in the household is out of order.
The household is out of order. Con, we got that. You're right. Household is out of order. But why is it out of order? Yeah.
Everybody has their own goals.
Everybody what?
Everybody has their own goals.
Everybody has their own goals. But what is their own goals based on?
On their own prideful thoughts.
Right, on their own prideful thoughts. What else? You was gonna say some a song? I thought you had your hand, wasn't you? It was correct to the. Okay, go ahead.
No humility.
Right, no humility. Yeah, those are the effects of why they got no unity, right? But where does the ideal first, that thought process first come from? Yeah.
The man in the house.
Right, it comes from the man in the house, but come on, y'all know this. Why y'all acting like y'all don't know? Why? Tell them, Calvin.
Because we're under the curse.
Right, that's a good one, because we're under the curse. Why else? Why else? And y'all all right. I'm looking for more, yeah.
We don't have the same mind.
We don't have the same mind. I was wondering who was going to bring you back to that.
Yeah.
You went over earlier. But remember, we think like the white man. We think like the white man told us. So, and we always complain about, we can't get no black unity. But we don't got no black unity because it ain't in the house, it ain't in the wives, it ain't in the husbands, it ain't in the children. And then when unity is trying to be established, they don't understand why you don't have unity.
Nah, that's exactly
because you're always at odds. Yeah.
Nah, that's exactly what I wanted to hit on was that was pumped into you. You gotta think about it. The white man don't run the country and keep all those individuals in order by individuality. He keeps them by uniformity.
Yeah.
When he got all those individuals, they want to be gay pride, they want to be Black Lives Matter, they want to set the whole block on fire and tip over cars and all that. What does he send out there? Does he send out there individuals? Or does he send people in uniform? Right. He sent his army out there in uniform, together, unified.
He sends a unit. He sends a unit.
Okay. So I want to get this. Just jump down to verse 22.
Where you at?
Ephesians.
Ephesians
4 and 22.
Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation.
See, this is what we got to get rid of. We got to stop looking at the Bible from a Western mind. And I say this all the time. We got to stop looking at the Bible from a Western mind. Stop trying to be individuals. Esau does not run this world off of individuality. They pump that to you because they know we're stupid enough to think that's a good thing. They know we're undisciplined enough to think that that's a good thing, and we all want to be special. They know every Israelite want to be special. We all want to be a superhero, have a superpower. We all want to have something different than the next man. And problem is, we all the same, man. We are all the same, but the thing is we don't think the same. Because we all think we're different. We all think I'm special. I don't got to do what that man do. And so they keep pumping that into you. Why? Because that's your weakness. That's what makes you weak. Watch, read it again.
God, that ye put off, concerning the former conversation, the old man.
See, we got to put off the old man, that former conversation that was pumped into our brain. Be an individual. Be an army of one. Be this, be that. Do they really have an army of one? Hell no. It ain't just a one-man army going out there after you. They got a whole platoon of shaved, buzz-cut gorillas that come after you in unity. Kyle? Go ahead.
Which is corrupt, according to the deceitful lust.
Right, so it's just like he said, that was pumped into you. It wasn't something we just came up with. Our mamas didn't teach us that. Our daddies didn't teach us that. It was pumped into you through television. You're special. You're special. You should be your own man. You should do this. And then meanwhile, they're teaching their kids, hey, join together.
Right.
Join together.
Army of one.
You know what I mean? Let's go to the country club and let's all hit tennis rackets with the other Fortune 500 members.
All the nations, though.
Come on. Yeah, well, Psalms 83, right?
All of them are unity.
Yeah.
One goal, one mind. The Chinese come over there in unity. They can stay in one house and not murder each other. The Africans come and stay in one house and not kill each other. When we get in one house, what happens? Divisions, right? I'm doing my thing, you do yours. That's the way you do it, nigga. But how am I doing? Right? There I go with the N-word. See? Sorry about that.
Can I say one?
I made a vow I would take that out of my vocabulary, so excuse me. But it's going to take time, though.
Don't jump up here.
No, not yet?
No, I just want to make a point. I'm going to let you get that, then I'll let you flip that.
Okay, all right. I'll make my point after he flips that.
We shouldn't be in the same room together. Now, just going off what the Hawan was saying about it being pumped into us and the individuality being something that's instilled in our people, it's absolutely right. But I just want you to read verse 11 in Ephesians one more time.
God, verse 11. And he gave some apostles,
right,
and some prophets,
right,
and some evangelists,
right,
and some pastors.
These are all different jobs and offices. Now, one of the main problems and where the unity is disrupted in the house is our conception of what a husband is, what a wife is, what an Israelite is, what a family is, how children should be, how they should be raised. We don't know. As a nation, we don't know. We just know I'm a husband. I'm a wife. These are my kids. We don't know the correct levels of discipline. That's why some are overbalanced in disciplining their children. Or no discipline at all. Right? It's about balance. Some men are lions in their house. Some women are not present mentally in their homes. They're slothful, they're lazy. You think being a wife is just being a woman and having babies. But there has to be a redefinition of what is a husband, what is a wife, how the children should be. Just like these jobs. Listen, ain't this what Paul was doing? He was breaking down. He was like, listen, read it again.
And he gave some apostles and some prophets.
He was letting everyone know, look, everyone didn't have the same exact job, but every job did have to work in unison to run a church, to run a nation. Right? Like when
No, I was just gonna say that's why we're being stripped of that, what we thought was individualism.
Right.
We're being stripped of that. Like, you know, there's one way you do things, right? Who sagged their pants when they was in the world?